June and Robin Lovelock's camper trip to Cornwall in August 2026. Rough cut photo trails and video clips. I'll start with the usual tour of the garden. In the background you can see Samantha unloading the shopping. They just got back from a shopping trip. This is where we live at 22 Armitage Court in Sunning Hill, with warning signs about fierce guard cats. You might get a QR code there. And this spot here, yes, with Snoopy the Viking, has been known as Robin's Corner since the late 80s, where GPS was tested. Oh dear, looks like a bit of work needed there. Oh dear, that sculpture's got broken. Yeah, this is mostly about work needed in property maintenance. We do have something new cropped up here. This is cannabis. It's actually legal hemp, and it's coming up quite nicely, coming into flower on the corner here. And this is the oak tree that was an acorn that shot up about the time we were moving in. Late 70s is when we visited. Yes, this is Snoopy's robot boat, Snoopy the Viking there. Lots of work needed on that. The Snoopy page explains that. This is June's car with a promotion of the website gpss.co.uk that was a business decades ago now, is now hobbies like the robot boat and charitable causes. Yes, that's the camper. Oh yes, we've got two guard cats here. This one is Tommy. He's relatively new, and in fact he's Romanian, I think, aren't you, Tommy? Yes, that's Tommy. He comes here for the food, as does Bentley, who's been coming here much longer. And of course Bentley is always the senior officer who's been giving instructions to our cat toadies around somewhere. So that's the camper that we use for all sorts of things, including our recent holiday. That's the battle damage, very important. We wouldn't want to remove any of that, adds value to it. June said Robin did it. Robin said the wall did it, but the wall is okay. Yes, that was a camper trip some years ago now. So this is mostly food and stuff for Tommy. That's right, isn't it, Tommy? You're going to follow me into the house? No, you're on guard duty, aren't you? I would be careful, anybody that gives us any trouble. There's warning signs everywhere, like closed circuit TV cameras inside and out that side of the house. No trespassing, violators will be shot, survivors will be shot again. All jokes, of course, otherwise people will say, you mustn't say that. Yes, cameras are very common here. A lot of them need to be fixed. And yes, I see Tommy's decided to get up on that. That was the tank for testing the robot boat waterline. Yes, so before we go into the house, we've got to read probably the most important sign. Oh yes, there is some more of that stuff there. It's coming along nicely. It's not in flower yet, this one. This warning sign, oh yes, do not disturb. I'm disturbed enough already. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. And this is probably the most important, because that's my study in there. Home of mad ex-NATO scientist Robin Lovelock, beware of web cameras and water squirters loaded with water, paint, acid, DNA tracer or nerve agents. Robin would not be mad enough to test these. Or would he? Just a joke, of course. Right, it might be safe to go into the house. Yes, I wonder. Oh, looks like Bentley's gone in already. Hello, Bentley. What are you doing? You coming in? And go into the kitchen, get a glimpse of Samantha and June. Just got back from shopping, putting shopping away. Kitchen hasn't really changed very much. Oh, that's Lady. That's Michelle's cat, who's staying with us at the moment. prefers it here. Yes, that's right. To crime-ridden Coventry. Yes. That's work that was done some time ago, putting those temporary mirrors in, more light into the kitchen. Still work needed doing.
Yes, we know.
Hey, yes, lady. Okay, you getting up there?
Yeah, she wants finger.
Okay, lady. Anything worth?
She wants finger pie.
No.
Yes, I know.
Well, anything to eat worth eating there?
It's so awful being a pussy.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Bentley. Hello, Bentley. What are you coming in for? You wouldn't be wanting to eat as well, would you?
Yeah, he was first.
No. Okay. Right. Oh yes, memories of holidays. And one guy, there was a
No, you don't like eggs.
Sardinia was the shop was from, and I do remember that place.
You get eggs? No, I didn't
Yes.
get eggs.
Bugger you. Yes.
Loads of eggs.
That was memories of holidays in Sicily. Right. Okay. I think you've got enough cats in the house at the moment. So come through here. Here's a glimpse of my study. Lots of books. Loads of hard work goes on there, of course. And that hasn't changed a great deal. Yeah, lots of tennis stuff around. And into the lounge. Yes, that's one of the cameras. Got a picture up there. This is Robin's. Some say Robin's naughty corner. I tend to sit, relax and go to sleep just there. And eat, or sometimes. Now, we might be able to go out and he says, if he can, and do a little tour of the garden. So this is our rear patio. Hasn't changed much. Lots of tidying up needed. Goodness me, lots of these things haven't been used for a long time. So as you can see, everything is overgrown, including the grapevine. We've got a lot nice of white grapes there. Probably got other grapes here somewhere. It's coming along nicely. There's a TV set and computer in there. Looks as though that needs a bit of work. So what's next? I'm going to risk going down the garden. Yes, the pond is practically dry because of course we've gone into drought in this area. And so I'm going to go down the garden. Yes, this is the wild fennel from Sicily. I did put a splash of water on that recently, and practically hiding the telescope that Robin did the optics for when he was still at school. And coming down the garden, and of course gardening is the easy work, which is cutting stuff back, even though nothing has been done this year really. And it's too dangerous to go around the back there behind that pond. There's the sundial. Yes, all overgrown with roses. I've said to Jim for years that could be cut right down, but she says no. So I'm working way down the garden. Yes, washing line. And Gunner Manticata, well, it looks very dry, but might survive. And we're coming down. Nice little patch down here. More branches could be cut to get more light into here. Yeah, so the water comes down off the roof, if there was any rain, into the top pond, into the second pond, via stream, and then overflows, if there is any water, and down into the bog garden, or the reservoir for the bog garden. And there are lots of plants down here, all drying up, but probably the one that Robin is most proud of, and it's coming into flower lovely, and it's come up. This is the second year it's come up, and there's two of those. You saw some at the front. I've got the label here somewhere. Here we go. That's the proper name for it, but the short name, because it's in the same family, is cannabis or hemp. Oh, this is for catching mosquitoes and things. I think that's about it. Coming back up the garden, yes, lots of room for if anybody were to cut stuff back, dump it. Yeah, peanuts and bird feed. Yes, I may as well try and get round here if I can in this week. So if anybody does cut any grass or cuttings back, there's no lack of place to do it. And we've got fierce dogs here in this area as well, of course, over the back there. But those, no matter how fierce they are, yes, but they daren't come into this garden because the cat's so even fiercer. And what have we got here? It's all sticking up now. Can't open it now. It's all jammed. Never mind, not to worry. But that's where we keep tools. Solar power there. Keep on fighting my way through the washing. Yes. Now, if we do need garden tools, like if anybody were to cut the lawn, then yes, there's a fly mow there, strimmer, gloves and clippers, all sorts of tools. Sounds like somebody's doing some work somewhere. And then we come round here. You say if you need power, because those are mains powered, you come past the laboratory entrance, and there's power up there, and an extension lead. So that whole job, and I've done it several times, back at least a year or two now, of getting the tools out, cutting the lawn, putting the cuttings up the end, probably 20 minutes, a half hour max. This is the workshop area. Yes, a proper vise and things. Plenty of room to put things, but of course no work done in recent years of sorting things out and putting them in the right place. There's no lack of place to put it. So, for example, hammers, files, spanners, paint, all sorts of things. Yes. And if you dare come out here without things poking you in the eye, yes, lots of tidying up needed. That's the back of June's greenhouse. So we'll try and make our way back out. Other photo trails will show things in more detail, and of course at other earlier times where things may have been a better thing. So there's robot boats in here, electronics for robot boats and things. Stuff switched off, but it includes a TV, computers, oscilloscope, lots of cupboards for putting things, Halloween stuff there. So it's just been used as a storage space at the moment. Right, so make our way back up the garden. May as well, so you can do a proper recce of the place. Oh yes, figs, quite a lot of figs on this fig tree. That has been trimmed back in recent years, but just poke myself. Yeah, and there's June's greenhouse. Some years since I put those shelves and things up. And coming around the back here, there's the cat flap for the pussycats to get in and out the house the back way. And around the side of the house is mostly materials like plastic piping, wood, other odds and ends. And then we've made our way round to where we keep the dustbins. Just here. Of course the cat forts there, they're all falling apart, need a bit of maintenance work. Yes, warning signs, beware, cat on patrol. Although my experience is our cat doesn't do much patrolling, it mostly sits and sleeps. Beware of the mouse. Yes, there are armed guard mouse or guard mice here as well. So I think that's pretty well it, but absolutely no lack of work that needs to be done. Obviously working within the constraints of what water is available, which is very little at the moment. And anyhow, it's a good way of casing the joint, as some people would say. Certainly saves the effort of coming over to look at it before thinking of giving quotes. Yeah, more junk round here. Well, of course, sometimes the junk is useful, like chairs for people sitting. Ah, there's our cat. Oh no, it isn't. That is Tommy. Yes. Okay, Tommy. It's very difficult to know the difference between ours. Tommy is a little thinner. Yes, you can see that's all falling apart. And there are cables running there, around there to one of the cameras, which I don't think is working at the moment. Yeah. Wonder if I can make my way back into the house. I suppose I can try. Yeah, I think you can pretty well see it. Right, so I've got to find the key now. It's here somewhere. Here we are, back into the front. And I think, yes, pretty soon we'll go into the photo trails and video clips, which is only about 15 or 20 minutes for this one, of our holiday. So what follows now is a rough commentary by June and Robin sitting watching the trail of photos running into the video clips. So we start with Tommy having some food, and we're off in the camper. June's doing all the driving, of course, and there we are, and past Stonehenge, and looks like a lunch break there, and there we are. We've arrived at Cornwall Downs, and they say choose where you want to pitch, so we chose there. And yeah, so there's a few photos. Looks like Robin relaxing after that hard driving, which he didn't do. And there's the copy of the layout, and looks like 2 Weetabix in the morning. So next day, and it looks like we're taking that taxi to go somewhere. Trelissick. So what was it, Trelissick?
House and Gardens National Trust.
That was it, yes. Looks like we're forcing ourselves to have an ice cream. Yeah, nice view across. And there's the grand place. I think that was built in fairly recent times, wasn't it? Comparatively speaking.
Well, there were additions, later additions.
There's the photos that June would have took, because she walked around, had a good walk around the gardens. Bananas. And milk cows. Oh, down to the beach. Yes, I did actually join her down to the beach.
No, you didn't.
Didn't I?
No,
oh,
not
dear.
on that one.
Oh, no. Okay, well, it looks like we're back at the campsite. Yes, Cornwall Downs. That means a pile of rocks. Or might say a pile of rubbish. That was Leo. That was a fantastic meeting. Lots of things in common interest, including Sicily and Montalbano. And he told us local stuff like pub races up from one pub, and he gave us that book, A House in Sicily. I never realised until I read the 1-page introduction how important that was to me. Lovely. Now, what next?
We had lunch in that pub.
Oh yes, the boathouse, that is. Yes. Forcing ourselves to have lunch there. And nice view. That was from the pub, was it?
Yes.
Oh, nice food, yes. The cheese and cup. Oh yes, that was it. He'd only been trading a year, but interesting cheese shop and local guy. Looks like we're thinking of going over to Pendennis Rise, or is that where we were? Don't know.
The Pendennis Castle.
Right, so that's the site at Pendennis. Oh, yes, it is Pendennis. Oh, a fantastic amount of history. I remember that was the miners' regiment that became the sappers, and yeah, engineering. So Now the castle on the point, obviously good overview. Oh yes, the do-it-yourself puppet theatre. And of course artillery, that would have been from the last war, but of course a lot of it went back much earlier. Major part of the defences along the coast. Picture looking down on Robin. Didn't want to go all the way up all those stairs. Nice flowers. Oh, that was, yeah, somebody camping for a little while there. Oh, it looks like Robin had forgotten his tracker. She left it on charge on that trip. But of course June had hers, so anybody could see where we were by seeing hers, not just Robin's. Yes, looks like that's when I decided to wash my hair and not have to walk all the way to the washrooms. And June helped in that. Gave me some warm water. Now that looks like planning a trip to go to where we thought we went during the 80s. So first we went into Truro to catch the bus, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, June went inside and took some pictures inside the cathedral. Of course Robin relaxed outside. Lovely old architecture. Looks like we're eating somewhere, isn't it?
Ask Italian.
Ah yes, Ask Italian. Yes, and the chef was from Sicily. The other guy was from Sardinia, I think, wasn't he? Oh, it looks like seagulls. Yes, nice bit of statue work. There's the bus. So we're on the bus. And it looks... Right, now, we did a lot of walking on that because it's a nice stretch of beach. It's called 3 Mile Beach. And of course the big mistake we made, we didn't realise until practically the end of the holiday, was that where we used to go in the 80s was right up near the lighthouse. And all there was then was an ice cream van. Well, of course it'd been developed quite a bit in terms of holiday homes and chalets and businesses. Wonder what that was. Looked a bit like hemp. Right, so that's where we ended up waiting to try and catch a taxi, and eventually lovely guy did give us a lift back, and he spent several years in Australia as it turned out. Right, so this looks like another trip. Is that to Falmouth?
To Falmouth, yeah, that's Penryn.
Penryn. Oh yeah, Penryn on the way to Falmouth, was it?
Yes.
Looks like somebody insisted on taking some pictures.
It was an Egyptian.
Oh yes, that's right, he was, yes. Gave him a card of course, and remember those lovely...
So that's a ferry to St Mawes.
Right. That's the castle, I suppose.
Yes.
St Mawes Castle. So we're coming into St Mawes Harbour. Oh, it looks like forcing ourselves to have a snack there. Oh yes, prawn rolls. Now we're making our way towards
You can
the
see
castle.
St Mawes and Pendennis castles.
Oh, both of them, yes. Because the Pendennis is across the other side of the estuary, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now we'll walk into St Mawes Castle. There we go. There's a helicopter going past. And looks like you probably took those a bit higher up. Yeah, the gun turrets. Yes, that's where I chose to relax while you were doing a lot of walking. A lot of sailing boats around. Oh, looks like some fish there. Was that real fish?
No.
Bit of sculpture work. I was on the ferry back, wasn't I?
Yes.
And that's I think that was called the Argus. Google it up to find out what ship that was. HMS Argus.
This is back in Falmouth.
Yeah. And the Pomodoro again. Yes, Arancini again. Yes. Oh, that's when we went across the Ararat Club, and yeah, it's a working men's club now in the broadest sense. Lots of people of different ages, but I think at one stage in its history it was something like the Comrades Club in Sunning Hill. Oh, yeah, so we're looking at Glendurgan Garden. So we're on our way there, do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, so catching the bus.
So we had to take the bus to Falmouth and then out from Falmouth.
So now we're in Glendurgan Garden, and there's a lot of walking down to the beach there, and I didn't fancy doing all that walking, although I did at the end of it.
Yes.
But so these are pictures that June took.
Yeah, that was the Liriodendron.
And there's the maze. Nice.
And that's Glendurgan Beach. No, Durgan Beach.
Ah, Durgan Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I may have been after I joined you there. Yes. And there's the picture of the that I took. And that tree, that's a Liriodendron, isn't it?
Yes.
Amazing the size of that compared with the ones we've got in our garden. Ah, looks like we're obviously back at the campsite. Robin's beard's coming along nicely, isn't it, June?
No.
And so what's next?
The Victoria Gardens in Truro.
Ah, right. Yes, with a bit of sculpture, if you call it sculpture. World War II planes with flowers all over. Oh, that was a bit dried out, that yeah, ornamental thing. Pollen in the Park, that was the cafe, I think, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that was, well, almost stumbled on that, which was, well, I suppose it would have served as a moat at one point, or close to it, part of the defences. So, made good use of the water, what there was. Oh, guess what we're eating there? Arancini again, and you're on something else. That picture went off by accident, I think. Cornwall Museum. So we're looking around the Cornwall Museum, and yes, I remember there were some young families there, which is quite entertaining. Here's some pictures June took. Oh, I decided I need to change the battery on my hearing aid, the left hand side. And there's the cathedral. Looks like we're making our way back over that river, and yeah, there's a bridge there, give you a good view of it, and lots of pigeons. Don't feed the pigeons, Robin. Oh yeah, we thought we'd check out that beefeater, and it's pretty well the same as what's happening in the beefeater at Bagshop near us, which is they're trying to, breads are trying to sell it. Oh, video chat with family. What's that video chat? And that would have been Saturday night, and of course we're off the next Sunday morning, so that looks like we're off there. Yeah, June driving again, and we're off. And where else? Well, oh, that was probably when we went past that. Oh, that was said an accident, but in fact it was a small fire, and that's where we stopped for a rest break and lunch. Nice little lay-by. Yes, just a snack. And it's a practical place for June to get away, to merge with the traffic, and of course a lot of queuing as you get near Stonehenge and Lark Hill Camp. And of course it did have a red sign implying that yes, there was a military place there, and of course memories for Robin. past Stonehenge, and yes, getting close to Sunning Hill now. Yeah, on the last little stretch past the Beresteed and into Armitage Court to number 22. June then parks the camper, which Samantha had already moved the cars out. There's Toadie. Hello Toadie, what do you expect? And a few plants. There's Tommy, cat from across the road.
No.
Well, sort of. And there's Lady. And looking down the end of the garden, yes, the hemp has grown a lot, but getting a bit dry now. So, yes, oh, and that's the Finocchi wild fennel from Sicily. And there's Toadie. Thank you, Toadie. It's 9:15 in the evening, and our Flemish neighbours have arrived, and we may get some meteors appearing in the next hour or two. Well, probably can't see any stars there at all. Waste of time. 3 Mile Beach has changed a bit. This is June, using the calendar to try and see the sunset. No, not sunset. Eclipse of the sun that's just started. And look at this great big car park. Used to be no more than a patch of ground to park on. And there's a lighthouse over there. Of course, popular spot for everybody, but loads of houses. All built by an estate agent, it seems, and rented out for holiday homes and businesses like the cafes and things. Anyhow, looks great fun. And over across the bay to St Ives. Well, there are rocks down there, and they call this beach 3 Mile Beach. Well, 3 miles is quite a long way, so I don't know where it was that we went. Whether it's there or tucked away here, rocks. There's another bit of beach the other side there, and of course all those new buildings along the top. Yeah, very different. Yeah, so which was the bit of beach that we went to? There's 3 miles of beach here. Lovely bit. And we're on the ferry to St Maur's, and the castle's up there. That's the castle, and round the corner is the port. Looking around to the defences, looking across the bay. There you are, and the video. Oh, we're just coming in now. Ah, I see the fairground thing.
Coming on by degrees, it's coming on by degrees. We got the table and the chair, we got the baby's underwear. We brought the bar of soap to wash the baby's feet. We haven't got the baby yet, but it's coming on by degrees.
Right, well that was that. This is the games room. Yes. Sometime since we've seen that snooker table that's under the dining table, and this is where I'm going to go running into material that was filmed probably 2 or 3 years ago on 2 subjects: the prophetic words of James Lovelock about global warming and Robin's thoughts about the DVLA. And I think that starts about here. Now, what I put on the screen, because global warming is rare in itself, it's something that's been on my grumpy page for years. The remarkable James Lovelock, who passed away on the 26th of July, his 103rd birthday. I'll read out what this says here. This has been on the grumpy page for years, not long after the publication of his book, Revenge of Gaia. We can't stop global warming, but we may delay it by a few decades to give us time to prepare for its effects. Vast areas of the world, including as close as continental Europe, becoming arid desert, shrinking of habitable areas of the planet to much smaller parts of the planet, closer to the poles. The Earth will then only be able to support a small fraction of its present population, and there will be a need for massive migration. Places like the UK will remain temperate a little longer, so be an attractive destination. We need all world governments to cooperate to prepare for this inevitability. Also to agree things like reduce use of fossil fuels to give us a few more decades to prepare. And then it goes on. The above is not a quote, but how I remember what James Lovelock said in his book, The Revenge of Gaia, etc. That's been unchanged on my site for years. And right, well, the other thing I should mention, yes, retired, happy and spending that kid's inheritance, is for some time now I've not been able to drive due to, well, several mistakes at the DVLA. And what I will say is that I have new evidence of what happened inside the DVLA, which I won't publish yet because I'm still waiting for the reply to the letter which was delivered by recorded delivery to the head of the DVLA and also other people. So I'll put in at the end of this long video the video that's gone up, me talking about the DVLA, and basically in summary it says I don't want anybody to get into trouble, and that is definitely the case, and resigning is too easy. Problems need to be fixed. But quite honestly, that is a minor thing compared with all the other things that are going on in the world, not least wars, and of course what's in the background and very important is global warming. So let's run into that. Back in 2012.
Seen the launch of a transatlantic sailing attempt this morning in a model boat. Retired NATO scientist Robin Lovelock launched his Snoop Loop from Barton-on-Sea towards the Bahamas. It's already been tested over 5,000 miles on a lake in Berkshire. The model will be steered and tracked through a satellite system and by Snoopy, of course, and it should make the crossing in 6 months, if it survives, that is.
The most important thing of the lot, of course, is Snoopy the Viking, the skipper. I don't think he'd make it otherwise. We've also got another bit and piece here. This is a GPS logger that logs the position every 15 minutes. That was back in 2012. The guy that put this material together, including the live broadcast and what went up on the BBC website, is Ben Moore.
I just worry for Snoopy. Sport now and Hampshire.
Right, on to the next topic. Right. Now, I'm going to do this all in one take. All unrehearsed and unscripted, so sorry about that. What I'd like to happen, if anybody picks up on the DVLA story, is, as I say, nobody getting into trouble, and that's a genuine request, but when they find flaws in procedures where they don't cover certain things, be good if those are fixed. What I think would be useful for anybody looking at the DVLA and perhaps helping them is, first of all, their organisation chart showing the structure. Yes, it's well known who the head of the DVLA, remarkable woman, looking at her CV, and relevant to this story is the head of the health part. But it would be very useful to see, even if names aren't attached, obviously the names can be attached where they're public already, is how many people in each branch, how many people are reporting to how many. So a simple tree would help. I suggest that first of all. Then, perhaps even more important, is how many people working for the DVLA, even if you don't identify the individuals, are salaried by the DVLA excuse me, directly, as opposed to contracted through an agency or a business. That is very important, and we've seen what's been happening in places like the NHS for years. So that comes into the equation in terms of whether money is well spent, and of course the DVLA collects a lot of money, and there are probably other things as well. But as a starting point, I'd hope anybody that responds to this, I can't afford to get overloaded, we've got other things to do, many other things to do, and we'll be taking a holiday, that'll be public, yes. I'm tracked everywhere by different things, and in fact, if anybody's paranoid about it, anybody who's tracking somebody or looking at somebody's probably seen already. But at the end of the day, there's me wittering on, which is one of my main weaknesses since I was a little child. That's why if you put things up, clearly be careful what you put up, and often it can do some good. I'm now in the kitchen, and June's rustling up some food in the microwave for Samantha, and here's Samantha, and of course there's tennis on the television, just for a change. So, oh yes, point out, holidays in we're going off to Sicily again soon, and into the hall. Yes, nice expensive paintings here. Yep, expensive little pocket camera, not expensive. And through into the lounge and out to wrap up this video by saying, look after yourselves, stay safe, and enjoy what days we have. Yes, it's now middle of March 2024, and the font's changed quite a bit. I'll have to change the copyright statement at the end, but the message is the same. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and enjoy life while we can. Oh yeah, my hair's grown a bit since then.